I have you guys permission to record it? Yes or no? Mandy?
Yes.
Yes. Grace, you're okay. Ethan, of course you're okay. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, because Jonathan, you know, he was doing two AP US history and AP English literature. So today we do two things. Number one, the big legal case just happened yesterday. Is the whole United States is have a big debate, right? Even the president have to make a statement, and the streets are burning in certain cities of the United States. Therefore, you guys need to know it. Gracie, have you heard about it? Yes or no?
No.
No, never heard about it. So you don't have any discussion. Now, Ethan, how about you?
Carl Rittenhouse one.
That's right.
I don't know the exact details, but he like killed someone and then said it was self-defense. But I like the details.
Yesterday it was acquitted. Yesterday it was acquitted. So I would like to talk with you about the closing defense, closing argument.
Please, the court, ladies and gentlemen.
And this guy made a very
Good
powerful.
afternoon.
I've already watched it 3 times. And this lawyer is very impressive. Ethan, show your face right now. Okay. So I want you to observe him very closely and use this as your homework, okay? This guy saved, in certain way, contributed to saving his client's life. Make sense? If his client is convicted as a murderer or excessive use of force, he may face death penalty. And now yesterday, all the charge was dismissed. I'm not supposed to know all the details. Ethan, you don't know all the details. I don't know all the details. But we are talking about this effective what? Legal argument. You can learn a lot from him, right? Eventually, like Mandy, like Ethan, in your long and prosperous life, you will facing a lot of difficulty and challenge. The more challenge and difficulty you face, that means you are more successful. Okay, yes or no, Mandy? Makes sense, right? The more challenging you face. And this 17, 18 years old boy facing a death penalty, and he was carrying a rifle into the war zone. Basically, it's a war zone. So we are going to study this one, and I watched last night. I was informed about this case yesterday during the noontime by one of you guys' parents. And they say, Frank, you don't know that? What's wrong with you? Okay, basically, right? So I mean, you guys don't know enough or never heard about it. So I want you to know, because this story is talking about the polarization of America, and you guys are living in this country. It will affect you. Ethan, pay attention, 100%. Okay. It will affect you more than it will affect me. I'm old, I don't care, right? If they shoot me, right? If they shoot me. So there's not much big loss, right? But for you guys, it's going to be a big loss. And I want you guys to be the leader like this attorney. He knows how to stand up to himself and his clients. And he got paid. Mandy, make sense? He will be paid handsomely. How handsome? Very handsome, right? But he deserves it. Every cent. Make sense? And it's not too late for me to training you guys to be like him. It's not too late. It's too late for me, but I have enough knowledge to teach you guys to be like him. So you will make yourself to be useful to yourself, to your family, to whoever want to hire you. And you can help them to basically save their life. Think about how expensive our life can be, right? So Ethan, I don't want you to argue about, I'm not ready to argue with you about the detail of the intricacy of the case. But you guys are supposed to know the social reality in the United States, the polarization. You don't have to jump to take your stand right now, but you can learn from the technique and the courage of this lawyer. Basically, he faced death threat every day. Make sense? Now, everybody, I want you to listen. And I only have enough time to listen a little bit, and I want you to respond. I'm going to send you guys a lot of articles that I'm reading. I'm doing the crash course, catch up on the education, right? Educating myself so I can share with you guys. But if you want to learn anything about this case, I'm ready to have an informed discussion with you.
Showing you a snippet of State's Exhibit 18, which Mr. Binger just spent.
This guy is a judge. He's supposed to be neutral, right? Defense attorney, you fight for your clients because they pay you and they put all their trust on you. And he's quoting the state attorney. That means they representing the state. Their job is to convict the guy. Now the judge is supposed to be
showing that Mr. Rosen.
And now they are showing the exhibit. They have after case, they're going to have a lot of exhibits. And this one is exhibit. The good thing about this case is it's all well documented. They have all the video in the whole world with all the evidence. You still need to make a good argument because evidence don't speak for themselves. The attorney speak for your clients. Of course, the prosecutor will also look at the same evidence and trying to say, send your client to jail or death. Make sense? So this one is important.
Wasn't around. My client couldn't know that he wraps his head in orange. Chain, bag, orange. Ladies and gentlemen, we had this video almost as long as they've had this video. But Mr. Binger will use this video to lie to your faces and tell you that Kyle Rittenhouse was taking advantage of the situation.
I object, Your Honor.
It's in the picture.
It's argument.
Ladies and gentlemen, this case is not a game. It is.
That's the first statement. The powerful language this guy is using, the defense attorney, is made it very clear. This going to be quoted in the legal book in the law school. Make sense? In 20 years, this case are going to be in law school like O.J. Simpson case. O.J. Simpson case, when I was a young man, when I don't have gray hair. Make sense? The whole United States stopped and look, the airplane stopped because people refused to go into the plane. And the whole nation works. It's about what? It's about social justice and race. And also the integrity of the legal system. Now, this guy's quotation, it is not a game you guys playing. You're playing my client's life. That is a powerful statement. So that is the theme, the main idea that connected all the argument and all the evidence. So I want you to do exactly the same thing in your future endeavor, Mandy, okay?
Is my client's life. We don't play fast and loose with the facts, pretending that Mr. Rosenbaum was Citizen A #1 guy. He was a bad man. He was there. He was causing trouble. He was a rioter. And my client had to deal with him that night alone. When I say that the truth matters and this is not a game, what do I mean by that? Mr. Binger is...
He keep on bringing back the scene. It's not a game. Only that can get people's attention, especially the jury.
The one who put on the Kandiri brothers. The reason he put them on, in spite of what he might say today, is because he wanted you, now 18, soon to be 12 people, to say, gosh, that kid just went to that place and just protected it. He wasn't asked. He was asked. Mr. Kandiri's asked Nick. Nick got a group of people to go down there. The people from West Bend came. Provocation, another thing.
What he's doing, he's summarizing the whole case. In a very short time, his voice is slow with a break. Not too much, too fast, mean you have no confidence. And it also means the jury with a normal IQ. The normal people on the street, the normal Joe, are not going to catch what you are thinking. So he slow his voice. That means he's confidence and he wants his language to sink in. That's the good part. So this guy is good. He deserves all the good pay he got paid.
Think back on November 2nd, when this case started. Did you hear one word out of Mr. Binger's mouth about provocation? You didn't, because it was never said.
So what he's accusing the state prosecutor, the guy who representing the state, of lack of honesty. That is a very, courageous thing to say. So therefore, he faced death penalty. No, the death strike, not the death penalty. I mean, attorney. He received death strike every day. Then he had to be courageous, avoid all this noise, and make this a strong statement, because you have to be strong enough, courageous enough to stand for your client. So teaching is easier job. I don't envy him. Okay.
But when his case explodes in his face, now he comes out with provocation. That was opening. And most importantly, in opening, quoting from Mr. Binger's first paragraph of his opening statement.
He's attacking the open. That's what he's doing now is his opening statement. Now he's attacking the other side, his enemy, his opponents, the prosecutor's opening statement. What he's doing, he's undermining the prosecutor's credibility, gave the first impression to the jury and make that image sink in. This guy's good.
On November 2nd, 2021. This occurred after the defendant chased down Mr. Rosenbaum and confronted him while yielding an AR-14. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the videos. Mr. Rosenbaum sees, and I'll show you the video in my closing argument. You'll see Mr. Rosenbaum take off when he sees my client coming, along with...
Rosenbaum is the guy who got killed, but he was chasing and attacking the defendant. Okay. And the prosecutor are making Rosenbaum the guy who died as a victim. And he is making him into an aggressor.
The Zeminskis to set up the ambush of my client. Provocation? I don't think so.
Ambush is a military term, right? Sneaking attack. All these words have emotional connotation. So it's very important. So that is how you analyze
things that I just pointed out to you. Why is that a problem? Because one, he's lying. Two, he's misrepresenting. Or he wasn't prepared when he started this trial, and his closing argument has been a change to try and fit what has come out. Remember how when he was talking, there's no proof that the Rosenbaum and Zeminski knew each other? Maybe they didn't know each other that night. but they were together throughout the night. You see them together in pictures, wreaking havoc in this city. And now we have the magic pixel camera that brings forth his provocation. I'm going to go through the charges, and we'll talk about each one of them. Then I'll go through the witnesses.
And the main thing about this case is self-defense. And self-defense is one of most complicated issue. Legal, the law on the book is so easy. But our life always surprises us because each and every incident when people die are different. That's why you need a good lawyer on your side, right? That's why you need a good lawyer. So what is self-defense? And when that user face the force to kill other people, to defend you, your personal, your person, your property, your purse, or other people, other building, is justified, right? You know,
Yes.
many things, similar things happen in many other countries, in every country. Self-defense. You can get this defendant free, go home. Or this guy can be 20 years in prison, right? Life in prison, or even death penalty. So that's why the lawyers are very important, and he's very good. Now, I wanted you guys to hear what you guys thinking so far. So I know you are there. Grace, go ahead.
To be honest, I still can't decide if who's guilty yet, but
Of course you cannot decide. You cannot decide because people spend months after months and to discuss this one. I'm talking about the technique. What's your impression so far? And I probably will be sending you, to be fair, the prosecutor's interrogation. That's called cross-examination. Cross-examination. When we learn what to kill mockingbird, right? To kill mockingbird. Listen. Why I teach to kill mockingbird? I want to introducing you guys the legal system of the United States, the confrontational one, right? So the cross-examination, I listened to this one till 1:30 in the morning. Last night, I mean this morning. So many times, this 3 hours cross-examination. The prosecutor keep on trying to make this guy, defendant, angry. Angry to lose control of his emotion. Make sense? So it's psychological. You can say harassment or attack, but it's all legal. It's all legal. So this teach people that when anybody in that very tough situation, people need to be collected, build your nerve. Or once you collapse, you will say the wrong thing and you're dead.
I mean, like have a strong heart.
Heart and mind.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen a little bit. So now it's a very difficult. In the Anglo-Saxon legal system, the cross-examination is an art. They also use this one in the United Nations, the international criminal case, right? And the continental legal system don't use this thing, but now they're learning from this. Okay, the cross-examination, that's why in Harvard Law School, they use Socratic method of interrogation. So hopefully in our life, we don't need to face this kind of situation. But
Good morning, Mr. Rubin.
life is long, who knows, right? And then you can have other people too, and have family, business, right? Now, this is the prosecutor, his job is to send this guy to jail or death, life in prison. So this young man will be ruined. Now, listen to this guy. I cannot start from beginning because 3 hours and I budget 1 hour on this case. And then the other 1 hour we will do, after 10 minutes break, we'll do AP literature, more fun. But this is a real life situation. And it's right in front of our face. Now, let's look at this guy. And then I want you guys to read a little bit.
Conflict. What conflict were you worried about?
No, this guy got free yesterday. He's the guy who shoot 2 people and injure 1. 2 people died, 1 injured. Okay, and then I will send a New York Times narrative of this case to you guys. Now, what I'm doing is showing you guys
verbal argument.
This individual is clearly expressing to you that he's unhappy because he thought you pointed your gun at him, correct?
Yes.
And you can understand why someone would be upset when you point an AR-15 at them, correct?
Yes.
You knew that even before this, right?
Yes.
In fact, back at the 59th Street car source, that crowd that you've described as not having any friction, many of that crowd got upset because they thought people in your group were pointing their laser pointers at them. Do you remember that?
I saw it in the videos, but I don't know what other people were doing.
I'm not saying anybody actually was. I'm saying the crowd was upset, and you knew that. You heard them complaining, correct?
Watching the videos, yes.
And even at that time, that night, you heard the crowd upset because they thought members of your group were pointing their laser pointers at them. Do you remember?
Okay, so the same question he keep on asking again and again. I'm sending this 2 very controversial video to both of you, and these issues about life and death. Now, everybody show up, and I want you to read what's going on in the United States today, right now. Explainer, what charge did he explain 21 hours ago, 19 hours ago, 5 hours ago? Now, everybody show up, and I want you to read and we discuss. Okay, CNN. And CNN is from Atlanta, so therefore, the Atlanta guy, Ethan, you read and comment. Ethan, show your face, read loud and clear, and ask me any question, and we discuss, okay? You are in CNN doesn't mean you have to trust them, right? Okay, so I'm not going to show you my bias. I try to be neutral, but I'm not neutral person, okay? I already showed you my
But when
bias.
I lost my job, my home,
guys, they are equally lying. I don't want to use a curse word, but you know. No, go ahead. And we discuss. Ethan, go ahead.
After more than 25 hours of deliberations, the 12-person jury acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse of all 5 charges he faced after fatally shooting 2 people and wounding.
Please, CNN people keep on trying to sell me something, advertisement, discussing. Okay, anyway, 5 charges facing after fatally shooting 2 people. Go ahead. Wounded a 3rd.
Fatally shooting 2 people and wounding a 3rd during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26, were killed, and Gage Grosskreutz, now 27, was wounded. Rittenhouse was charged with 5 felonies: 1st-degree intentional homicide, 1st-degree reckless homicide, attempted 1st-degree intentional homicide, and 2 counts of 1st-degree reckless endangering safety.
Together, it's death penalty. If there's in the state of Wisconsin, there's death penalty, I'm going to check, okay? But if the first 2 is convicted, I think at least a life in prison. Felony, you guys already supposed to know are the big crime, not serious crime. The crime that can have death penalty if the states have death penalty, like in Texas, right? Is Georgia have death penalty, Ethan? Yes or no? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, probably yes. Yeah, probably yes. So intentionally homicide. What's intentionally? Intentionally, I shoot to kill.
You wanted to.
I shoot to kill. It's not I'm shooting randomly, just trying to scare you guys away, right? I'm shooting to kill, and I want to kill, and my intention are very clear. A reckless. What's the difference between the two? Reckless. Don't care about other people's life. I only care about my life. Okay, not other people's life. Intentionally, strong intention, stuff like that. So the charge, the small detail difference can make a very difference in the result. That's why they pay these lawyers high money. Ask me any question we read. One more paragraph. Go ahead, Ethan. You did good. Go.
The 2-week trial, which captured America's attention and was in many ways emblematic of the divided nation, featured testimony from more than 30 witnesses, including Rittenhouse himself, video clips from the night of the shootings, and heated exchange between the attorneys and the judge.
Do you agree with this statement? Yes or no, Ethan?
Is it even a statement?
Yeah, that United States as divided nation. Why you say you agree with this statement?
I think that the left and the right are so incredibly opposed to each other that it just it kind of ruins America's political state. So that there's always just half of people on one side, half of people on another side. They just hate each other and honestly just slow down the production of America. I think that's what makes America like a dying empire. It's just that two sides are just constantly working.
Wonderful. I always suspected you are a lot better than me, okay? If you fully develop your potential, even a certain percentage of it, okay? And you need to speak up, okay? And keep on writing essays for me. And your statement cannot be even better. Okay, I cannot even state this better than understanding the divided nation issue and polarization between the left and the right, even within the first family. Last week, see my hair is getting gray. I was helping my students to get to Harvard. Interview 3 sessions, 1 hour, 2 hours every day. And last Wednesday, she finished the interview and she said, all the questions were prepared was asked. So I'm going to send in the 3 videos to this group. Okay, so you and your parents can laugh at me, okay? So it's okay, right? I'm here, to entertain you guys. But, I found out what? Most of the Asian family, our generation are usually conservative, majority of them are conservative. But the children, the well-educated children, they are all on the left. All of them, almost all of them. There's always exception to the rule. And the idea are very strong. Where did they learn that? School, peer? I don't know. You tell me, Ethan. Where you guys' generation's idea came from? It's from the media or your peer? Not from your parents, definitely not from your parents. Okay, so my students are very clearly state about systematic racism in the United States. That concept, she didn't invent herself. Okay, but my job is to hype her, to empower her, to make her message even stronger. Make sense? That's why I'm paid for. And I want my students to be better than me, stronger than me, more powerful than me. I mean, I'm not powerful, I'm weak. Okay. But be the best of themselves and be these 2 persons. Okay? Be this guy. Maybe be this guy. Look at this guy. These are guys who have the power, who direct the ship, the different direction, left and right, and not just a passenger. Unfortunately, many Asian people like me are passenger. You are not in the driver's seat, and even though you have a comfortable chair, right? You're still a passenger, an onlooker. That's sad. That's sad. I know, because I'm there. I'm the passenger. And sometimes I'm trying to ignore what's going on because of what? Helplessness. Now, Ethan, tell me, where you guys' generation's idea came from? Peer, media, or whatever? Just enlighten me. I don't know anything.
Like peers, I'd say the internet is the biggest.
Internet.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah, in internet, you guys sometimes get more information than me. That's why my son always give me a lecture and expose my ignorance, right? Expose my ignorance. Now, Mandy, go ahead. 2 long paragraph, and I rely upon you to ask me questions, right? Give me a hard time so we can enlighten each other. Go.
And while the jury's decision drew harsh criticism from the victims' loved ones, legal experts say they were not surprised by the verdict.
I need a question.
What is verdict?
Verdict is decision. You're free. Celebrate. Okay. What? Anything else? Is there anything that's questionable?
No.
There's no. You take a mental notes. I'm sending this one to you. Our victims loved one. The victim. They are using this word. I mean, the people who got killed. They used a victim rather than hooligan, rather than mob, rather than attacker. Right? So this word in itself have a very positive connotation towards people who died, and a very bad connotation towards people who are persecuted. Make sense? So I'm going to send you the article about the Drew harsh criticism. And these criticisms are from the left. And the CNN is a media from the left. Make sense? So I will keep the balance. So in my class, I show the prosecutor, the defendant and the prosecutor. CNN from Atlanta, but even though they're from Atlanta, they are Atlanta is a left state in a very conservative, a left city in a conservative state, like Texas. It's exactly like Texas. Okay, Texas is conservative, but Austin is liberal, Okay, Austin are liberal. So this kind of pattern, Atlanta and Texas are the same. So from this word, CN, he's a standing, his political inclination. Okay, now Mandy, go ahead.
And these were the factors experts say help lead the Rittenhouse acquittal.
Acquittal means you're free. There's nothing wrong with you. Go home, embrace your mom and find a job. No, he cannot find a job because his life is going to be in danger. He's going to do the plastic surgery with his face, right? And hide somewhere. Mm-hmm. And this guy's best thing, hope for a good life is go hiding somewhere, maybe South Korea, right? Go get an airplane to South Korea, do a plastic surgery, right? They did so many of them, and then hide somewhere. Maybe, I'm not going to name, maybe Australia, New Zealand, Canada. That's his best action. Okay, one more paragraph, go ahead.
Among the trial most key moments was the testimony from Rittenhouse, who told the court he acted in self-defense when he shot Rosenbaum, who he said threatened him earlier, chased him, threw a bag at him, and lunged for his gun. At one point, 18-year-old Rittenhouse broke down in tears while on the stand.
So again, I emphasize this word self-defense saved his life. It take so much work for the attorney to prove that. And he convinced successfully the 12 jury. Okay, but the jury deliberation was so long, that means there's a lot of closed door debate in that room. Make sense? Question, Mandy. Good job. I rely upon you.
So就是刚刚那个，就是那个穿着蓝色衣服的那个 man， 他就是那个把那个人就是 shoot 死了吗？就不是这个，是另一个。
哦，对，
他才18岁是吗？
Yeah. I'm going to send you the whole video. The good thing is about it's all recorded, and you guys will. I want you over the weekend. You spend a lot of time. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Let me give you. Unfortunately, the best thing I can find is New York Times in itself. They are very left leaning, but I didn't find anything. Okay. So this one is a visual investigation. A fatal night. How the shooting unfolded. This one is 25 minutes. Let's watch for several minutes on what's going on.
It didn't seem like police was.
This is the police chief at that time. The interview of the police chief in charge of the situation. I'm sending this one to you guys. Okay. The case. The case and AP, that's what we learned today. That's me and Ethan. That's me again. So I want to keep this record. I would definitely send to everybody. And this case. So let's watch a little bit together. So in case I will forget about it. And I will show you the shooting scene.
Trying to actively disperse.
People we've been hearing from are now close to each other, and the situation is about to turn deadly. Nathan P. is filming from here. Hannah Giddings and her boyfriend Anthony Huber are nearby. Corey Washington is here. His footage captures both Gage Grosskreutz and Ryan Balch walking by. Then, Kyle Rittenhouse runs past his camera.
I had been looking kind of at him the entire time because he looked young.
So he recorded everything. He is a self-appointed reporter, internet 网红 right? 网红 Okay. 冒着生命危险的网红 Mandy.
Let's check it out, right?
Rittenhouse walks towards a park.
This is the guy in the suit, okay, was in the stand.
Lot where
17-year-old
cars are being vandalized. He passes Joseph Rosenbaum.
Rosenbaum is the guy who got shot. Now the question is, did he looking for his death?
Who was fighting with the armed men at the gas station earlier. Rosenbaum now starts chasing Rittenhouse.
Okay.
And throws a plastic bag.
So he's running away. But the key word is the guy who's chasing him is not throwing a stone, it's a plastic bag.
That holds his belongings from the hospital. Close behind them, a man holds up a handgun. And
this other guy got shot, handgun. Not a rifle, handgun, but the handgun are still gun.
Fires it. We don't know why. Then Rosenbaum lunges toward.
So the thing is that he probably shoot in the air, right? Whether he shoot at him or what he perceived to be the situation. That's also very important. It's not objective. thing is a mental attitude, is a mental perception of danger. That's how the jury considered the intention, whether you're intentional to kill. You didn't shoot at me, but I think you shoot at me. Therefore, my nerve clicked by defending myself. That's my ancestor DNA, right? Fight or flight instinct. We all have fight or flight instinct from our ancient ancestor. We all have that.
It's Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse fires 4 times.
Had I been in his shoes getting chased and then I heard a gunshot, I can't say that I would have done anything differently.
Rosenbaum, who's been
that would be a very good defense.
Hit, falls to the ground. There are 3 more shots from someone else in the parking lot.
Oh shit. We got shots fired, guys. We got shots fired. Pop, 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 pop.
This guy is a 网红, okay? So that's very dangerous job. So he's chasing them and recording it. So he's dedicated to his job, like I dedicate to my job. But you guys are not shooting at me. Mandy, you're not shooting at me. You may look at me with hatred, but you're not shooting.
And I was like, oh, so if they were going to take advantage of a situation.
Who's on the ground. Then he flees the scene.
Why you shoot him and the people chasing at him again?
No, why you shoot him?
And he's running away, and he's going to the police to surrender.
He continued to run around. As a gun owner, I view his actions as completely irresponsible.
You come running through looking wild with a gun on you, people are going to think that you're doing something wild with a gun on you. So they
就是那个叫 Rittenhouse 是吗？就是那个就是那个穿着那个，他为什么会有随身带着一个就是那么大的一个枪呢？
不是他，是另外一个人。I mean, and the guy that being persecuted, and he got is actually his friend got it. Whether it's legal or not legal is still under debate. He's not even 18 years old, he's 17 years old, he's not supposed to own a gun, but his friend are old enough and his friend brought the gun to him. Make sense? And the police definitely didn't stop him because it's actually legal to carry gun. There's a lot of people carry guns at that time. Yeah. There's a lot of people. Yeah, 只要有执照就行，但是他没有执照，没有执照。就是那么拿枪走，所以说呢，对你们来说呢 ，it's very very important to keep you guys safe. Okay, so the thing is that this verdict debate. So there's already a lot of debate in our class. We always verdict. Okay, verdict debate. And Mandy, you are very good at debate. There's no better debate if you than this. No better one. Because this is just unfolding 2 hours ago. Mandy is a 2 hours ago. It's right out of the oven. So therefore, this class is very timely. And so the homework is you guys take a stand. Okay? Is he a hero? Or violent Violent-gente. Violent-gente is a very negative connotation in the United States right now. Basically, they are the people who take law into their own hands, right? And during the slavery or civil rights movement, this word have a very bad connotation. So these are the movies, and I want each one of you. So that is November 19, 2021. That's today, 2 hours ago. So it's right out of the oven. So we study classical literature, classical poetry, Shakespeare especially. So I'm thinking about teaching you guys Macbeth today. After 10 minutes break, after I gave you guys 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes break, we're going to do Macbeth, but it's all related with this. If it have nothing to do with our life, why we study this junk, right? Right? So Mandy, you are here. No. Gracie's turn. Gracie, loud and clear, assuming you're there.
November 19th, Reuters, Kyle Rittenhouse acquittal on murder charges on Friday opened yet another front in America's long-standing fight over gun rights. Is it acceptable for a teenager to bring an assault-style rifle to a protest? Conservatives hailed Rittenhouse as a hero for exercising his right to self-defense when he fatally shot 2 demonstrators and wounded a third, who he said attacked him last year at a racial justice protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay, Gracie. Immediately, last night I was staying up till the wee hour in the morning this morning. Okay, so research this one. Florida lawmaker immediately said, I gave him a job. He's supposed to working for me in the Congress. He will work for me in the Congress. Make sense? And he's a very good. He's a hero. Definitely, he's a hero. Who said that? Lawmakers. Okay, so this guy become a hero for a big section of the United States, and of course he's a villain. He also, his family, he's a attorney, that's right. Okay, so one more paragraph. Please.
Gun control advocates warned the jury's verdict could inspire a new wave of armed vigilantism. After Rittenhouse traveled in August 2020 from his Illinois home to Kenosha, after demonstrations erupted following the police shooting of a black man, Jacob Blake.
So what's going on? This guy crossing state line, right? From one state to another, and he's a teenager. He got enough motivation to get gun and also first aid kits. Drive and go to another state to participate. Some people will say he's a brave hero to uphold American standard for, a good citizen to save the country from chaos. The other will say he's a racist. He's a white power person. And he is looking for trouble and he shot people he deserved to die or life in prison. Make sense? No, one more paragraph. You did a good job. And make sure, give me one question to humor me. Go.
Guns have long been a potent political issue in the United States, where permissive laws have led to the highest rate of civilian firearm ownership in the world. Mass shootings, which are far more rare in other wealthy nations, have plagued the country for decades.
Okay, if you want to go to Harvard, definitely gun control, advocating for gun control essay, right? I see so many good, successful Harvard essay, advocating gun control in part of, I'm an advocate, advocating gun control. There are so many street shooting, school shooting. We have school shooting in Katy, Houston, Galveston, and out of Texas, there's Connecticut. Every year, you will be surprised there won't be many school shootings. So what's your stand on that? Think about that, okay? So let's take a 10 minutes break. Take a 10 minutes break. When we come back, we'll finish up with this case and we will do AP poetry. And if you all agree, we'll do Macbeth. Okay, see you guys in 10 minutes sharp.